He listened to me on the phone. I sang for him over the phone.
Okay.
He wrote a song for me. I learned the song. And then I perform it live with him.
You performed the song that he wrote?
Yes.
Wow. And how much time, I guess, transpired between that?
So it was approaching the crop over season. So let me say I had about 2-3 weeks to learn the song.
At 10?
Yep. Learned the song. And I will never forget, we were actually late for the performance. And he was on stage. But Barbados is small, right? He was on stage. And we left home, got to the performance. So while he was still on stage, ran straight to the stage and ran on.
Jeez.
Just like that. And that was the beginning of my soca journey.
Wave your flag and show them who's the hot gal of the year. Hot gal coming through. Show me what you can do. Send the bodies in the crew.
Welcome to season 2 of the Therapy Lounge. My name is Dr. J, the Soca Prince, and I'm not wasting no time. You see, today I have the honor of sitting down with one of the promising, young, bright voices out of Barbados, Miss Tionne Hernandez. How are you?
Hi, Dr. J. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, and I know we've gone back and forth in DMs, but this is the first time we actually sitting down face to face.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, man. You gave me one of my favorite plates last year, so thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome.
You know what I mean? It was real good. So, all right, what I want to talk about is Barbados. For a lot of the people that might be watching this, they might not be familiar with growing up in Barbados.
Yeah.
I think Barbados used to have soca pioneers such as Alison Hines,
Correct.
Red Plastic Bag, Mighty Griner. I don't know how far back I could go, but for
Gabby, you can't forget Gabby.
Gabby,
Yeah.
exactly. Dr. Cassandra.
Ooh,
Yeah.
You passed my time now.
But for you, did you grow up in soca or was it more other genres? How was your formation in this?
Definitely grew up in soca. From about 10 years old, actually, that was my introduction to soca music.
Okay.
Peter Ram, I don't know if you know Peter Ram. Peter Ram was the person who brought me out on stage at 10 years old to perform in front of a massive crowd.
Really?
So shout out to him, and I've been doing music ever since then, but stopped doing soca, but still grew up around the music. So I know a lot of the musicians from that time until, up until this point in my life,
So at 10, what happened? I'm curious as to why he chose you then. What was it? You were just was it a school tour?
The truth is it had to be God, to be honest, because he did not know me. And he never met me until the moment that we got on the stage. So the funny thing is, I grew up with a family friend who used to play in a band called Electric.
Okay.
Right? So Mikey Mercer actually came from Electric. Marsville came from Electric.
Okay.
So the person really called Ram and said, I need a favor. I have this person who wants to sing. And Ram was just without even having seen me in person and not knowing if I could perform. He listened to me on the phone. I sang for him over the phone.
Okay.
He wrote a song for me. I learned the song. And then I perform it live with him.
You performed the song that he wrote?
Yes.
Wow. And how much time, I guess, transpired between that?
So it was approaching the crop over season. So let me say I had about 2-3 weeks to learn the song.
At 10?
Yep. Learned the song. And I will never forget, we were actually late for the performance. And he was on stage. But Barbados is small, right? He was on stage. And we left home, got to the performance. So while he was still on stage, ran straight to the stage and ran on.
Jeez.
Just like that. And that was the beginning of my soca journey.
Okay. So you would say at that moment, that is what sparked the fire, or did you have it before? Because obviously for even them to ask for that favor.
So how we got to asking Peter Ram was that I told my mom I want to sing. And we usually have a junior soca monarch at the time. So that was the first thing we were asking for, but it was too late to register. So then Ram just had the idea, well, all right, it will just take you to perform with me throughout the season. Yeah, so that's what happened.
And that's crazy because that stuff doesn't happen.
You understand? And to this day, Ram is he's a father figure to me now. So he supports me in everything. And I am just so grateful that he felt moved, to bring me on stage.
Yeah, that is amazing. Because I telling you, for me as a DJ, if somebody, a family friend were to say, hey, I have a 10-year-old who want to spin at Soca Die, hard luck, Dan. Check me when you're 19,
Yeah.
So that is incredible. Yeah, big up to Peter Ram for that.
For sure.
So you have any other mentors or people that have looked out for you? I mean, obviously Mikey Mercer, as you mentioned, or whoever else that called in those favors.
Yeah. So to be honest, since I re-entered soca, because I only started singing soca again about 3 years now.
Okay.
I've had so many, I want to say I don't want to say elders, but people who've been doing it for a long time. So Allison right now, Allison Hines is my mentor currently. So Allison has been really instrumental in my growth in the past couple of years. My gosh, shout out to Hyper Sounds. He has also been giving me a lot of tips. There's TC, Terencia Coward. Yeah. TC really helped me last year when I had my biggest song, which would have brought me to this point. TC was really instrumental as well. So I've had a lot of guidance from much older artists that I am really grateful for.
You're truly blessed, man.
Yeah.
Because usually you hear a lot of young artists talk about the fight down they get from elders. And you've had a lot of people help you out.
I've not experienced that. That's the truth. I've heard about it, like you say, but I can't say that that's my reality.
Nice. That's good, man. You're truly blessed. So, okay. Do you write your own material or do you get some of these elders or other songwriters to help you?
Yeah, so I write some. I co-write with Pull the Trigger Boom. We call her in Barbados, Tionne Hernandez. So Starter Pack was co-written with Shanna. But Shanna writes a lot of my music. I also had songs from Sadis. Problem Chill actually wrote for me this year. Yeah, so we've been introducing new writers now going forward. But Shanna is someone that we have a good relationship and she understands me, so we work really well together.
Yeah. So with this only being 3 years, I mean, obviously you're not going to be jaded, and I'm not trying to make you jaded, but I'm curious about this Barbados crop over circuit because there was a lot of, I guess you could say, social media outrage that came about when a promoter for an event talked about, Barbados talent not being ready for a particular stage. But then you were hired for that particular event as well, right? Yeah. So I'm curious from your perspective, because obviously, many of us may have seen other artists who weren't invited talk about that. So from you on the other side, what do you think about either what he said or what you even experienced in it?
All right. So the first thing that I want to say is that I have a lot of respect and love for that particular promoter. He has been nothing but good to me from being an unknown artist and giving me a space on his stage, last year. So I really think that his comments were misunderstood. And I don't think that he intended for it to come out the way that it did. But, the reality is you take a clip and put it on social media and that is what it is in the point in time. So I understand how the artists feel, and it's something that is difficult because I think that a lot of promoters actually treat us that way. But I wish that Orlando's comments, could be understood the way how he meant it to be. And I really didn't have a lot to say about it, to be quite honest with you, because it's being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You want to stand with the artist, but I also have to respect Orlando for how he has been to me and interact with him based on the relationship that we have. So yeah, that's where I stand on that.
For sure. And I mean, he can't, as you mentioned, the clip came across as if he would rather international, meaning outside of Barbados, to be on the stage. And but obviously you were hired amongst others.
Correct.
You weren't the only one.
And I don't think that's what he really meant, I don't think that's how he meant for it to come across, but sometimes life happens.
It does.
And also in previous years, he had other Bajan artists on his show. So then it brings the question, could he really mean all Bajan acts when he has had several Bajan acts in the past?
Right. So clearly he was thinking of whoever he was thinking of, and it was taken out of context for sure. So let's talk about Bajan music from Barbados in particular, because from an outside standpoint, you have people that love bashment and it does very well. And you'll have a few songs that travel, but there's a lot of people that have hits in Barbados that don't necessarily travel.
Out of Barbados,
right?
Yeah.
So what do you see as that disconnect?
This is something that I've been studying for a long time. And I ask several people that I interact with, So even when I meet artists from other islands, I ask them, well, what you think is the reason why? Because the first thing that I said is, okay, if somebody could live in St. Vincent and they could be a traveling artist, then it means that we in Barbados, we can do it too. So then what are we missing? Some people say it's the bashment soca and people don't understand it. But I don't really think that is the case because we still have artists like Jaguar touring and he sings bashment soca. So I still trying to, I still trying to find the kink and what's the reason why we are not making it kind of outside of Barbados, even though the songs are hits at home. But I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we don't actually pick up and fly and go other places and interact with people and, build relationships.
Networking.
Correct.
Right.
Because building relationships is really important. And so I just think we need to invest in ourselves, and somebody might not call you, but you need to get up and go.
Right.
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 So it's really about making it an actual business and maybe not a hobby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take it as a hustle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So treat yourself like a business and know that in the first few years, it's an investment. So you might not see immediate returns, but this is a long game. So, yeah.
So for the artists that might be watching this that are looking to get into this business, give them some of those investments. Because I think a lot of people assume music is simple, right? In their mind. They're like, oh, I could jump on this rhythm. I could do this with this producer. They don't realize how much these things cost and the music videos and your social media. Yeah. If you could break it down for some people.
The first thing I say, it starts with investing in your craft, in honing your skills. So you don't just wake up and start singing. You need vocal training, you need an image, you need to have something that people are willing to buy into. So sometimes I find that we just sing songs and then put them out into the world and expect them to do the work. And it doesn't work like that. There needs to be personality behind the music, someone to connect to,
True.
So I studied marketing at school.
Oh, okay.
Specifically to be able to market myself. And before I got back into music, I was really shut off from the internet. So I'm a kind of shy person and I don't put myself out there a lot. But if I decide that this is what I really want to do, then I have to open the door, and let people see my personality and get to know me. So that is one side. And then there's the money that you have to spend in production, like you said, the music videos. So because I didn't raise with a silver spoon, I have to work a 9-to-5 job to be able to afford to do the things for your music. So you pay for the studio, you pay for music videos, you pay for clothing, for performances, and then sometimes you do the gigs for free. So you go and buy all those things and you don't get rewarded at the end of the day.
Right.
But it's growth in the experience. So you have to understand that there's a price that you have to pay to get where you want to be, because you're not going to grow if you don't get time to perform, if you don't get opportunities to kind of watch and see where you can improve. Yeah. So you just really have to know if this is something that you really love, because sometimes it's not always rewarding and it might feel that you're knocking at a door that don't want open. But if it's what you believe in, what you're willing to give for it.
So for you, have you ever felt to give up? I mean, it's a young career, but have you ever felt like, oh gosh?
So many times.
Serious.
So many times. Like to tell you, I was singing since 10 years old. And when I went to university, I actually stopped singing altogether. And it was like, all right, maybe you love this thing that don't love you back, And then I watching the landscape in Barbados and saying, our artists are not traveling. So is this really something that I could do? Because who am I to think that I'm the person that...
Oh, so you had that self-doubt.
Yeah, right? Who am I to think that I can make it? But then when I start to live a life that don't feel like the life that I want, I'm like, and COVID hit, and I am at home and I tell myself, the world could end. And would I be pleased with what I did?
Yeah.
And on top of that, I had my son, right? And I got this human now growing inside of me, and I saying, I would want him to do whatever he wants to do in this life with 100% of his effort. So what am I doing?
Right.
I need to be able to show my son that whatever you want to do in life, you gotta commit. And that is what brought me back here.
Amazing.
Mm.
You know, it's as a woman in this space, right? I find it is I don't know if the right word is unfair, but there's almost like this double standard
It's
because
incredibly crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
It's difficult because, first of all, okay, on a separate note, I want to give you props and give you credit because in this past year, I've noticed you've opened up more on social media. You've done a lot more of the personal videos.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot more. I remember there was one where you talked about with your song Shake It Out. You're like, I'm not wearing no short pants. And ting. You remember? Right. So and I thought that was amusing and it catch people and that kind of stuff. And now I'm thinking, is this because of that double standard where nobody is going to expect a man to be on stage in a short pants, even though when I say short, like I talk in like them real high shorts that some fellas wear, right? Big up to them. But as much as ladies may want to watch that, guys could come out in the same jeans for 3 performances straight and nobody's judging. But you as a lady have to always have something different that, you know, you can't rewear the same outfit.
Exactly.
People will look at that picture and say, what happened to she? And
you know, you can't hit the stage twice in the same outfit. Definitely not. Not in the same pants, in the same top. It's definitely, yeah. So as a woman, and I also said to myself, you know, you have to work 10 times harder than the males in this space. However, again, you said you wanted to do this. So you can't cry about it. You know, you can't be upset that this is what it is because that's just the way that it is.
Yeah. So now as a mother, do you find, like, do you work harder at making sure there's certain messages in your music? Like, do you think that deep or is it just, let me give the audience what they want at this time?
So my messaging majority of the time is about celebrating women.
Okay.
So because I also had a little bit of insecurities coming along the way, being tiny and also seeing a lot of the women are really shapely, you know, and the bums and everything.
Right.
So my music is about making women feel comfortable in their skin. And because I love to listen to music that makes me feel good. So I will sing a voice song over and over and over, far from finished, because it inspires me, right? And that's what I want to make people feel. So when I say bumper small, but it's shaking a lot, you know, it's kind of funny, but still, it makes you feel seen. So yeah.
That's true, you know, because you don't see that side of it. A lot of people, you know, that is almost an underrepresented area because, you're right. People will talk about the other side and whether, as you mentioned, she's shapely or she have
every song about bumper is a big bumper song.
That's true. Small booties matter. Yes,
exactly.
You're right. And I didn't think of it from that way because there are a lot of women who want to feel seen, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Right. And in that space of feeling seen, don't want to feel exploited, don't want to feel disrespected.
Right. So it's deep, but then it's not deep at all.
Right. Because you want to have fun.
Yeah.
100%. So I'm glad you're doing that intentionally. You know? So what is the area of Barbados you grew up in?
I grew up in an area called Carrington Village.
Okay.
It's kind of in town. So people will say, she come from town.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where most things happen, the hub of Barbados, Central.
Okay. And I heard you went to school with DJ Puffy.
I did.
Okay.
Big up to the Cormier School for sure.
Okay. He was the little wild man and thing, or?
Well, I was actually much younger than Puffy, and he was the head boy or the deputy head boy. Yeah, he was one of them top boys. So I think when I was in first or second form, which would be about, just to let people understand, it was about 11, and Puffy had to be about 16 or 17-ish. Yeah, so he was heading out when I was coming in.
When you were coming in. Okay. It's just incredible how small the community is. And
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, and how so many people are doing great things. You know what I mean? And this is why, you know, when I watch a Puffy or a Just Jay, you know, these guys are touring, they're doing amazing things with the music and the culture. So why can't more artists reach those levels that some of the legends have, right? Because Edwin Yearwood travels, Alison Hine travels, or Dr. Alison Hine, sorry, don't mean, you know what I mean? She gets your doctorate, fellow doctor on the outside. You know, but I'm not seeing many of the younger generation who seem to be running the dance in Barbados, even DJs, you know, getting that love outside?
You know what? I don't think that there is a lot of transferal of information and education. Definitely education. I think right now, majority of us are doing trial and error.
Right.
And so it would help if you had a little bit of guidance and a little bit of help in understanding how to make it in another market. So right now, I believe that we are all just trying to figure out, how do I get from Barbados to Canada, you know, to Trinidad and all these different places. So yeah, we just fighting the good fight.
Yeah. But as you said, it's networking. It's being out. And
reaching out to people again. But I think it's really, like I was telling you earlier, is treating yourself like a business.
Yes.
So definitely you gotta wake up and ask yourself, what are the requirements, or what are the things that I can do to get from point A to point B? So make a plan, a strategy.
Yeah. And do what you have to do, because you will reach that destination, but there's going to be some obstacles along the way, right? So for example, you mentioned you have to work a 9 to 5 right now in order to make these investments. Do you find it difficult? Because I find for some people, like I remember, you know, growing up, and there would be like a popular rapper. And if you've seen him on public transportation, it's like, yo, but I see that fella. Right? Which isn't really, it's not a diss. Like, they're normal people.
Correct.
But in your mind, because you see a music video, you think they should be on a higher. Right. So with you having that 9 to 5, and do you ever get those type of comments? Or?
So the funny thing is, I left my 9 to 5 in January.
Oh, okay.
So I've been transitioning from, you know, getting up every day and doing my daily work routine now to trying to treat myself now like a business. So I do consulting, marketing consulting, along with my music, which was giving me the ability to be here today, because if I was working my 9 to 5, I could not be here.
Right.
So the 9 to 5 is kind of difficult for sure, because you have to try to balance that image, you know, with being a regular civilian. And then also people looking at you and saying, get serious, like, what are you doing? Music is not going to, So I had a manager that told me, at some point you're going to have to choose between corporate and music. And I was actually climbing the corporate ladder. I had a senior marketing officer position. And, you know, they were telling me, like, eventually you could become a brand manager. And I am like, this is not the life that I want to live. Like, the title is nice, but that's not who I want to be. Right. Yeah. So I had to choose, and I chose.
Yeah.
And to pick my poison. I mean,
and it'll be there if you so choose to go back in however many years. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you're giving this your all, because I think what you are bringing to the space is needed.
Thank you.
You know, it sounds amazing. The quality of the projects you're doing, you're standing out on rhythms with other people. So that's how you know you're not getting lost in the mix.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And that's just me from being outside. I'm not in Barbados. I don't know, you know, the politics of what's running the ground there. But from the outside, it sounded proper. And that to me is where I'm trying to figure out where this disconnect is. Because I'm seeing songs that I feel Barbados should be defending, and they're either getting banned on radio, or, you know, this thing is not charting where I thought it would normally. And then other songs are like,
it's really interesting, but you know, everywhere you go, there's politics.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much to say on that.
You can speak your mind, you know, it stays here. You can say whoever you want. You can throw them out, you know, throw them under the bus, but not.
Sometimes you just have to clock things that you see and say, okay, if that door didn't open for me, it means that it's not my door.
Very true.
And if people don't see the quality that I have, it means that I'm not supposed to be in that space, but somebody else is going to like it, and another door is going to open. So
I love that. Yeah. It's true.
If I actually dwell on the roadblocks that I experience, I would stop doing this. But I already did that. So now it's like full steam ahead. And you gotta see things and tell God, God, please protect me
Yeah.
and keep it pushing.
Yeah. And it seems like you have the right people around you too, the right team.
I do have a great team. My sister is my manager and she's ready. So, but I definitely have a strong support system and people that I can rely on.
That's amazing. So you mentioned voice as some of the inspirational music. Is there any others that you tend to listen to when you're feeling it, or you're in that self-doubt vibe? Because I know for me, like there's a song by Freetown Collective that I love called Where I'm From or Where I Am, sorry. And like I would play that over and over. There's a song by Kes called Lion that has the same vibe as a Far From Finished. Do you have any others that
well, this one is not soca, but there was a point in time that Toast by Coffee was something that I would listen to religiously every morning I wake up, you know, because sometimes you just need something that tells you, yeah, just be grateful for what you have. And gratitude, when you express gratitude, I think that more positive things come back to you. So that's why I try not to dwell too long on, you know, the negativity. And this season was hard for me.
Really?
Yeah. I know it doesn't look like that on social media.
It didn't. No. Is that because where Starter Pack was compared to this? Like, is that what you mean? Okay.
Yeah. Also, to be quite honest with you, I had less bookings this year than I had last year, and I was stronger this year. But again, I don't know the conversations that are happening, so that's beyond me. But I do have greater opportunities this year. I mean, I hear sitting down.
Right.
So,
right.
things to be grateful for.
Yeah, like it's crazy what we see outside to what is really happening, you know?
Yeah. And so at the beginning of the season, I had a kind of mental battle with myself about the fact that I don't feel like I'm doing enough. What do I need to do? God, please help me. But I just decided to make sure that I improve my performance, make sure. So everything that I see on social media right now is, oh, wow, you are doing so well. You've improved so much. So I actually think that even though like overall to me, it didn't seem as though he was having as good a season as last year, I think that this was all actually a greater season. Yeah.
See, and that's such a good way. Like, it's all about perspective.
It's true.
Because you could look at that from what is lacking and feel down, or you could look at the people that are supporting you, the people that are speaking up and saying, hey.
And not only that, every single performance that I had this year, every time something hit social media, it was a smash.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, the content was just blowing up. And I'm like, wait, I didn't even expect this. But yeah, so you just never know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. So for you, I know Shake It a Lot did well. Do you have any other personal songs that you feel either should have gotten bigger or maybe were big on the ground in Barbados that need more lights outside?
Yeah. There's a song I have called Physically Fit that features Jordan English and Father Phyllis that I believe, like when I first heard that, I was like, all right, this is the one. I love this song so much, but it dropped fairly late in the season. And usually people say, you know, a song needs about 3 months to really, really grow on people. So my music, because it was not really in control of everything that I was doing this year, it was on a lot of rhythms. I was not in control of when them drop. Yeah. So
they dropped that particular rhythm late and then...
Yeah. So this song came out fairly late. But there's also another one that I really love called Capture. That is kind of a slower, groovy soca type of song. But that one hits the heart for me. Yeah.
Because of the message.
Yeah.
So these are ones that we have to shine a light on outside, man. We gotta let people, you know, hear them more. And so do you find moving forward, you're gonna do more of the capture vibe, or are you gonna do more of the Bashment Shake It a Lot vibe? Like, where do you see yourself focusing on?
I am not naturally a Bashment Soca artist. I mean, I'm good at it, but Bashment Soca was not my initial vision. I am actually really in love with Sweet Soca. I love it a lot, but I am also a very high energy performer. So I think that power soca type of vibe is where I sit down best in. I really, when I perform in those songs, I love it. So power soca for real, but I really want to experiment with different things so that I could have a variety of different types of music. You know, so my set is kind of like all right, give you this and you cool down and then we jump up and yeah.
And that's the thing, right? When you're building a catalog, and I watch artists like Patrice, for example, or I mean, I could name a whole bunch, but she comes to mind because, as you mentioned, she can go over here and do stuff like Anxiety or Can't Hear Ya, you know, which is more this personal, like, you know, those messages that everybody could relate to. But then I could do Like Yourself over here. I could do Band of the Year.
Exactly.
We could come and sing Tender. You can.
Right, and I'm not gonna lie. I watched Patrice last night, and the promoter came up to me. He said, "I watch you watching intently. You're taking notes." I'm like, "Of course, you have to." Patrice was amazing last night. She has a lot of energy. She's so charismatic on stage. So there are a lot of things that I can take from that.
Yeah, 100%. Are there any other artists that you look up to? I mean, I know that you talked about some of the elders that have looked out for you, like Peter Ram, but I'm just curious if there's other people that. Not to say you would pattern your style off of, but you could look at it and say, I can take this from so-and-so. I can take that from this one.
Yeah, so definitely Patrice. I've taken some things from Allison. I'm watching Allison. I love Skinny.
Okay.
Love Skinny a lot. Bungie made me shed a tear in Trinidad this year when I watched the people waving the flags when he was singing. And I'm like, yo, this is the kind of impact that I want to have on people. So definitely. And I mean, I can't say Bungie without talking about Machelle. So definitely a lot of things that I take away when I watch a performance. So when I watching performances, I don't be jumping up and skipping and shouting. And no, I stand still, observe.
Okay.
I want to see how you talking, you know, how was you cues to the band and different things that I can pick up on so that I can make my performance a lot smoother on stage.
Because there's this fine line, right? Where some artists, it's almost like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like argument based, like a DJ, you know, like some DJs will be like, I'm going to give this argument for this part of the song. And there's some artists who do that. And then there's other artists who could actually perform the song. And then as you mentioned, a Bungie who can just create new lyrics on the spot because he sees somebody over here do this. And he on that. So talented.
He is.
So anyhow, I hear you do a freestyle at the next fete. There's problems, you know. I'm going to be like, I remember.
Jeez. I don't know if I will get a freestyle because sometimes I freeze.
Oh,
right?
serious?
Yeah, so I have to practice.
Okay.
So even yesterday, I was working with the A team, and Miguel, who's the band leader, was like, all right, so we could break down the song and you could probably sing a bit of different dancehall songs and Shake It A Lot, because Shake It A Lot got that kind of dancehall groove, right? And I'm like, all right, don't tell me that right now. I have to go home, think about the songs so that I could come back prepared. Right? Because on the spot, I can say, all right, guys, I got this one for one. And then nothing. So I am definitely a planner. Have to plan.
Okay. That's good though.
I think though, in my mind, as I progress and I get 100%. More comfortable. Yeah.
And the thing is, once you know your strengths,
right?
You know what I mean? And the more you do that, it's the more that it'll just come naturally to you. But if it's on the spot, you're absolutely right. You know, because even when I first started this, all the lights, the camera, ting, you start to overthink. Yeah. But when you just let it come naturally over time, it's like, come on. Yeah. Did I really have to do all that? Did I need all that? You know what I mean? So yeah, I have so much confidence in you. You're going to be real good.
Thank you.
You're going to be real good. You have such a bright future in this. And I think what I like is the humility you have as well, because there's a fine line in, obviously you have to know your value, know your worth, but also not feel that I know more than everybody in the space too. Right. And there's a lot of young artists who feel that way.
Yeah, I don't know if I will ever feel like I've arrived, because at any moment you could lose everything. At any moment you could not have a hit song. And then what? Right. And I am just a regular girl, and I tell people this all the time. I am no more special than the other person. If this is what you say you want to do, then you just have to commit to it. And if it is for you, it will come eventually. And I say this religiously. It might not be immediate, but eventually you just have to commit.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I also put on my platform. I am just a girl with a dream.
Yeah.
And I showing you that you can do whatever you want to be in this life. You just gotta go for it.
What's for you is for you.
Correct.
Yeah. So you're just a girl with a dream. What is your ultimate dream in this?
I really want to travel the world and entertain people. Before I could even really sing that good, it was always an entertainer. So completely different person on stage, very reserved, very wallflower-like.
Okay.
When I was growing up. So
Really?
my personality has expanded a lot
Okay.
now that I've grown and I feel more comfortable in my skin. But as a young girl, I would be in a room with people and you would not know I'm there because I just existing.
Right.
But however, I would transform when I get on stage. No, this is a big persona, big personality, but two different people.
Right.
So no, I am a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident, and I can now represent myself better off stage.
Right.
But definitely, I just want to entertain. It feels like that's where I'm supposed to be.
So you mentioned go around the world and perform. So we're going to manifest this. Give me one dream destination that you want to perform. One place.
Dubai.
That's a beautiful place, you know. It's a beautiful place. One of them
but
Arab go hold
you know. I also said I told someone recently, when I make it to Japan, I know that I reach.
Yeah.
Like when my
and
music,
they love soca there, you know.
Yeah, when my soca music has made it to Japan, I give God the glory.
Yeah. There's a few Japanese DJs. There's one lady named Himo that's out there that defends the music. They do a carnival out there. So I'm positive they know the music already. So it's just to put the face to that. Right. And as you build that catalog, I'm 100% you're going to get through. Whether it's there, Dubai. But yeah, you have real expensive taste. Well, I was thinking she would give me like a Mexico or a Cuba. You go on Dubai, yes?
You see, that's where I need to make money in life because I do have expensive taste.
I'm teasing you. No, I've been blessed to be able to go to Dubai and they love soca there too. So I feel like it happened, man. I feel like it happened. Yeah. That's amazing. So being that you went, you know, you have your marketing degree and everything. Are you like a book reader? Or are you more like you watch TV and documentaries? What kind of style is you now?
I was into books growing up. Yeah. So because I am really a regurgitator, I consume information better reading it and then I could transfer that information. I haven't really been watching a lot of TV recently. I dropped state fairly quickly. With the life that I live in right now, I'm like an old man.
I know that feeling. You try to watch a show and you're like, how the credits on already? Yeah, the show watching you, 100%. But what's the last book that really resonated with you?
I have not read a book in a long time, but you know what I do a lot now? I follow a lot of pages that give me inspiration. So because as a young person, when I consume a lot of social media, I try to make it worth my while. Yeah. So I follow pages like Law of Attraction and those kind of things that I could read and just be like, all right, let me screenshot this and let me save this. Yeah. And pages that give you tips on manifesting and just, you know, positive things that I don't have to be consuming a lot of trash when
because there is a lot of trash on social media. So if you are going to be on social media, let me try to make it as positive as possible. Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's tough because, and there's a voice song where you talked about that too, where there is certain platforms that seem like they try to build clout off of bringing down our culture, right? And when you get into this, I understand that is some people's, you know, motive. They just are looking for popularity and backing ourselves, right? I get it. But that isn't always what I would like to consume. Yeah. You know, and then there's even certain pages I would follow, whether it's an artist or, you know, a Caribbean page. And then like I'll be there with my son and I'm scrolling and it's cheeks and all kind of thing. I'm like, how we reach here? How? Like, I didn't know it was that type of thing. But it's, again, this is the stuff that sells.
Exactly.
Right? So for me, I personally like to have a balance. You know, I get it that this is what happens, especially during carnival time. A lot of the costumes or whatever, but I need a balance.
I sometimes don't like to open my phone in front of my son, who's 3 now, but very observant.
Mhm.
So it's like, all right, keep scrolling when I see
Yeah.
some cheat shaking because you don't need to know what that is right now.
It's problems. Yeah. And it's all over the place on social media. So I agree with
Correct.
you. Law of Attraction is one that I
Mhm.
definitely read as well. And same thing you do, screenshot, keep it and you look back because
Mhm.
yeah, there's so much, you know, in amongst all the flyers and promotion we have to do as entertainers and
Yeah.
DJs and stuff. But those
Yeah.
things are important to keep in
Mhm.
mind and resonate.
Even recently, someone was telling me to disconnect from social media because sometimes there's also a lot of like really harsh or negative comments that you can get
Yeah.
from people on social media. And I am like, well, I can't really disconnect because it kind of also exists in an influencer space where people are looking, you know, for what I have coming at something. So I can't actually stay off of social media. But what I try to do is that I don't read the comments on
Right.
posts. So I, mm-mm, eh,
Yeah.
mm-mm. I don't read the comments because I don't really want to have to sit down at home now and think about what you say about me that I don't like or, you know, yeah.
And it's difficult because I think that one negative is what you harp on, and there was
So many positive things.
positives. But that one person
Yep.
who say, and half of them are trolling, you know. Some people
Exactly.
just want a reaction out of you.
Exactly.
That's all they want to say is they tell their friends, hey, you see Tionne respond to me?
Yep. And it's just like I sometimes wonder if people don't understand that that's a real person behind the platform or on the page, and we all have feelings.
Yeah.
So like, why couldn't you like you could have said that to your friend next to you, or you could have sent it to your friend and have that conversation amongst yourself, but you put that out into the space like no. That's bad energy.
It is. And listen, I'm in a good spirit. I want
You
positive energy
understand?
around me. I want that good vibe, good energy, 100%.
Yeah.
So for you now, all right, so we talking about Capture, we talking about Shake It a lot, Physically Fit. These are songs, obviously Starter Pack as well.
Yeah.
We're building a nice catalog. Are you just gonna focus on traveling with this, or are you looking to record outside?
Oh,
Crop over
definitely.
time?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. My plan going forward is to continue recording throughout the year. And my reason for that is because there's also growth that needs to happen in the studio, and that can only happen, you know, if you are consistently recording. So definitely plan to work with people outside of Barbados too. And that's the reason why I want to continue to record, because it don't end when Crop Over finish. There are carnivals in other places, and you know, I think I need to just keep the music coming and remain relevant.
Yeah. And you're working with the right people, because Problem Child, that man just
I love Problem.
tune after tune, he dropping rhythm after rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I like too, that you participated in, because you usually hear of a lot of women not wanting to work together, right? Because there was always the stigma of, you know, a promoter could hire, you mentioned, okay, Marshall, Bungie, Voice, but then there will only be one woman. Right?
All the
Always,
time.
right? It's either a Nadia, or it'll be an Allison, or it'll be a Nyla, or a Nessa, whoever it is, but it's one. Right?
That happens in Barbados too. So
it does?
That's
Okay.
the norm.
So for you now, I noticed you did the Baddest DJ where it was like 4, I think, 4
Also
females.
orchestrated by Problem.
You see, big up Problem, Mr. James boy. Yeah. So do you find that it is helping with the younger generation that you guys are actually coming together?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I look at my streams, Baddest DJ is actually like one of those songs that's been streaming a lot. So I think that it has been good to even get Imani's name in Barbados, because people were messaging me asking, you know, who's this Imani girl? And some of her other songs then started to play on the radio in Barbados. So I think it helps to get us into different territories. So shout out to all the girls on this song, because that was a good collab.
Yeah, it was a good collab. And it to me, it showed unity in the space.
Exactly. And I love that, because I don't think that we see that a lot. So I would like more of that to happen cross country.
Yeah. Because even the rhythm that I guess Paul Paris did, where it had the 2 females, just you and Fate Calendar, to me that was so dope, because usually, as you know, rhythms are 4, 5, 6 people. And
I actually want you to know that was my idea.
Serious?
Yes.
Hold on, I gotta get this story then. Paul Paris here taking credit for okay, hold on. Break this down. Let me hear this.
So The Hot Granny Rhythm actually started with...
Big tune from Kian back in the day.
Shout out to Kian. That rhythm started with just a single, which was me requesting to have the rhythm come back. And I said, I want a song similar to Kian's song, right? So Barry, who did the interpolation, came back with the rhythm, and I'm like, okay, what do I sing on this? But after he built it, Paul and Faith heard it, and they were like, oh, we want to jump on this. And I'm like, sure, definitely, you know, because I'm not selfish in this space. So that's how it got to be in a rhythm, because it started as a single. But yeah. So, and the team that I was working with at the time, we all used to work together, Paul, Faith, Pull the Trigger, Boom. So Shanna wrote on both songs. And that's how Hot Granny was born. Just with me saying, you know, I grew up watching Kian. My mother was a cosmetologist, and she used to do Kian's hair for all of her performances. So Kian is also one of my inspirations. And I'm like, since I came back singing, I told Shanna, I want to do a song like Kian's song. And it just so happened that last year was the year for that to happen.
Yeah. Listen, the way it was done, like when I first heard that rhythm, because again, being older, knowing that song, playing it in dance, and knowing how people love that. Once that rhythm hits, they gone off, you know.
Yeah.
That, walk up, you know. Yeah.
That was my baby. I was so nervous. I was last year when the rhythm dropped, I was really nervous. And I called my sister from the bathroom at work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this can go, because this is my first power soca song, and I don't know if people are gonna love it. But when that song hit the ground, it just ran.
And you know, it's funny because some people, when you, I guess, reinterpolate like a tune like that, it either loses too much, or people say, oh, it sounds too much the same.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get that resistance, but nah, from the first time I heard this, I'm like, nah, this is wicked.
Thank you.
Hot Granny Rhythm. Perfect name too.
Right. So the marketing and everything for that was just chef's kiss.
Yeah, it was well done. It was well done. So now I need to know, we have to, you know, redo more of them tunes from the 90s and early 2000s, you know.
Yeah. So I do have a few that are just there sitting. But I did not want to bring back too many older songs for people to say, oh, you know, she's unoriginal. Because again, you know, like people on the internet are saying, oh, she don't have any original music, this, that,
Right.
So sometimes there's a balancing, you know, not giving people too much of something for them to say, oh, that's all she could do.
Right.
So yeah, definitely others in store. And it's something that people have been doing from the beginning of time. I mean, and even up to now, we see Shansia doing it. So I think that it's not something to shame. I think it's actually a celebration of the music.
100%.
And we've been bringing back older songs forever.
100%.
So
No, I agree with you. And I think that is the thing about our soca space, right? People are so protective to a certain degree, but then it's the whole, what have you done for me lately? Because as you mentioned, if you don't have a hit this year, well, who's them?
Exactly.
And it's like, no, but if they have a catalog, you still love the song. And for the majority of DJs in these carnivals or crop over, you know, celebration times, they're playing older music. So why is it that the artists can't? They're not playing only the 2025 stuff.
And the funny thing is, less of the 2025, you would think that you would hear majority. When you go into a fete, you would hear mostly current music. No. Happy few make it.
Right.
And the others, you probably got to go and look for on the internet.
Right. And do you find that there's a disconnect with the streaming when you're at home? Do they stream a lot of music, or they're not really on that too much?
They're not. In Barbados, not heavy streamers to me. So majority of the time, when I look at my streams, it's outside of Barbados. It's the US, it's Canada, it's the UK. But I don't know if Bajans actually are strong music lovers like other places in the world. A lot of people that I know don't necessarily go and sit down and like, I want to listen to soca, I want to play this soca playlist. And maybe that's one of the reasons why the music doesn't really get as much forward as it deserves at home. But it's definitely something to look into.
Yeah, I feel so, because to me, when we're on the outside, we want to consume what is truly representing and loved in Barbados.
Right.
You know, we don't want, it's like I always tell people, you know, if you have a Caribbean restaurant and you want a different, you know, ethnicity to come and try your food, I'm not trying to water down my food for you. I want you to taste what this really tastes like.
Exactly.
Because when I go to a Chinese restaurant, I want real Chinese food. If I go to an Italian restaurant, I want regular, you know, so if I go to Barbados or I want to consume Bajan music, I want the real thing. I want to hear what the ground is
why
loving.
it's Bajan-esque. Yeah.
You know, so whether it's tech charge, well, I don't want to put words in, but you give me your top maybe 3 or 5 that from this year in Barbados. What would you say?
All right. So I would say definitely Tech Charge. There's Darkers by Jordan English. There's
Chain Swinging. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
Asphalt by Shaquille.
Okay.
I'm going to say Shake It a lot.
For sure.
And if I could give you one more, I'm probably going to say Call 911 by Lil Rick.
Okay. Yeah. That, and you know what it was? When I saw him perform that, because I think there was a clip that went viral. I don't know if it was his own show or he was performing somewhere else, but yeah, where he broke down the tune. And I'm like, Rick is, because he's been doing this for years.
Exactly.
Right? Like he's another elder and his energy level,
he's a master.
the storytelling, yes. Just a master at stage, man. Yeah, big him up too. Big him up too. So, okay, before I let you go, I just want you to tell everybody watching this as to why Trinidad macaroni pie is superior to Barbados macaroni. You can tell us.
Definitely not. Hello, where am I looking? Because no. I will say this. When I went to Trinidad, I was in love with the food.
Yeah.
Not the macaroni pie.
No. Doubles,
specifically,
roti,
but yeah. I could not stop eating. Let me tell you, every chance I get.
Yeah.
So what I love most is that there's so many different things to choose from, different styles of food. You got the Asian, you know, you got the Mexican, you got this, that, the Indian. So definitely different types of food. And I was really loving that. At home, we kind of got one kind of style. You might find other types of food, but it's not like really, if we got Indian food, it still got a local Bajan twist on it. So it doesn't feel like, you know, all right, that food wasn't really Indian food. That was Bajan food with an Indian sticker.
So if I go in Barbados, I mean, obviously I know people always rave about how, you know, Bajans make macaroni pie. Obviously there's chifette, right? What else would you say you have to try in Barbados? Is there anything else you would recommend?
You have to get a real local food, a real Sunday food, we would call it. Okay. Right? So it's not from a shop, it's from a host. It's from a host made with love. And you can get rice and peas, the macaroni pie, baked chicken, you get coleslaw, sweet potato pie, everything like a Christmas meal.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. Are you into, because I know a big thing is sauce as well, no?
Yeah.
Right. That's
sauce.
big.
Not no forever.
Okay.
Bajans love sauce on a Saturday. You wake up Saturday morning, you're going to eat some sauce. No, I'm not a pork mouth. Okay. So sauce don't really appeal to me. I may eat the pudding. Love pudding. But yeah, definitely sauce is a Bajan thing.
Yeah. Bajans love that. Yeah. I always hear people talk about that. And
I actually, the last time I came to Canada, last September, there was a guy, I can't remember what country he was from, but it was a Bajan event. And he was like, I got sauce out here, So me and my sister
out of his car, you mean? Or
no, he was on the side of the road.
Okay.
And it was pickle foot. Something about it was wrong. Okay. It was not really sauce, but it had taste good. So it was like, all right, keep it, keep it up.
So like somebody else might have a little chicken foot stuck in the throat over here too.
Yeah. Chicken foot.
Nice.
Think it yourself.
So you eat that too?
I would eat it. It's not something that I would go and buy, but I would eat it if it's there, yeah.
I remember as a kid, like, you know, and I was telling my son the other day, it's like, you're so lucky. Like nowadays, we trying to buy, you know, organic and all kind of nice thing for them. I remember growing up, you open the pot, I see this foot sticking up and I don't want to eat that stewed chicken again. Who put that foot there? I mean, I don't want that. I'm like, you are so lucky. Gizzard and liver and all these things we would have to eat. And is only organic out of buy for this child. Like, you're so lucky, yes? They're so blessed.
Yeah,
you know?
the times
But
change.
we had to spoil our kids. We had to make sure that, that
They
they're good.
have a better life than you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
So for you coming up, if there's anything that, and again, it's like I feel bad saying this because you're so young in this. It's been 3 years you come back, but you've done so much in this short time. If there are any words of advice you could give other people who might be going through that self-doubt, or even just maybe they haven't even reached the self-doubt stage.
Right.
They're just looking to start and don't know where to start. What are words of advice you would give them?
I think most importantly on this journey, you have to have a relationship with, I won't say God, but whoever is God to you, whatever is bigger than you. You have to have a relationship with a higher being and trust the process and commitment and persistence. Keep knocking at the door. It might not open right away, but eventually. And so when the door opens, you need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So proper preparation means you need to do that vocal training. You build a team around you. You look for people. And I think that's one of the problems I've seen. We don't have a lot of support at home because Barbados is a really traditional type of place where people believe in white collar jobs. So, and also it's really small. So everybody know everybody. So then you ain't no more than me.
Right.
Who's you to think that you's a star? So then people don't treat you, like, all right, you just let pipe just walk down the road. Okay. And so then we don't have that star culture. So you really just have to think bigger than Barbados. Think about how to get outside of Barbados and prepare and relationships.
Yeah.
So I think that what I do is that I write things down. I write where I want to be, and then when I know where I want to be, how do I get there? So definitely planning and strategy and finding people who see the vision and believe in you and believe that you could do it. So it's not easy. And if you don't have a team, it's much harder. But God and time.
Yeah, you have to have faith. If you don't believe in that bigger picture, I think it's very easy to get discouraged.
I think what I was blessed with, because I hear a lot of people saying sometimes in life, they don't know what they want to be. I always knew what I wanted to be from young. I saw the Spice Girls on stage one time at my granny house, and they say I want to be a Spice Girl.
Wow.
So ever since
Which was your
then,
favorite Spice Girl?
Scary Spice.
Okay.
But yeah, I felt like I always knew what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be on stage. And so that's how I think I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, because there was never a time where I felt like there was something else that I felt so passionately about. So yeah.
This is your destiny. Yeah. And I'm glad you took the time. And again, it's relationships, as you said, it's networking, even getting this opportunity to be able to sit down.
So thank you so much.
No, thank you, and big up to your full team. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to finally get to sit down face to face and talk to you.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. We've gone back and forth in DMs and stuff and gotten to know each other a little bit through music. But now to actually meet the person and see the unique style and the vibe and the energy, like you have this glow about you. And I truly feel that you're going to have a bright future in this business. So we will work together again soon.
Yes, of course.
You know what I mean?
Forward to it.
Yeah, you're going to shake it a lot and mash up the place on a stage with us soon. But thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming into the Therapy Lounge.
So much. Thank you.
Yeah, make sure you guys search Tionne Hernandez, stream the music, and get to know the young lady even more, right?
Yep.
All right, thank you.